I.S.U.P.K.
And 8. Come on, read that.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman.
For the what?
The man is not of the woman.
I know if you go listen to some cat in Egyptology, as we call it, Egyptology is what you call it. You listen to some Kemet cat, he's gonna tell you that the black woman is God. The black woman, and we all come from a woman. You understand? That's a damn lie. You understand? We all know the truth. The life starts in the seed of the man. You understand? The life does not start in the womb of a woman. That's where the life is incubated and grows. But life starts inside of the man. And what does the Most High say? Read it again.
GEN.YAHANNA. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Verse 9, neither was the man created for the woman.
There it is, right there. Neither was what?
The man created for the woman.
Happy wife, happy life.
The man created for the woman.
You know, my wife is in charge. Whatever she says to do, you know, that's what I do.
The man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indian women, you got to understand your role according to this Bible. Now, I know that, you know, you've learned a lot in your college institutions. I know you went to State. I know you went to Shaw. I know you went to Central. I know you went to Chapel Hill, like my brother said. I know all about that education, and you learned about the feminist movement, second and third wave and first wave, and Susan B. Anthony and Mark. You learned about all of that. And they taught you that, you know, you're supposed to be equal to a man, that you're not supposed to be ruled over by a man. Well, I got to tell you something, my sisters, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women, all of that is garbage. And they didn't tell you that because they love you. They told you that because they hate you. And now look at your community. Now look at your household. Now you live every day in fear because there's no man there. The same man that you said you didn't need. Well, guess what? When things go down and there's no food, or when that damn tire pop and you're looking at that tire iron like, what the hell is this? You wish there was a man in that household. You understand? When that refrigerator is broken. You know what I mean? When there's a gigantic, and down here, down south, y'all got some of the biggest insects I've ever seen in my life. Y'all got roaches that fly. I'm telling you, ooh-wee. And you know when you go in that bathroom and see that roach, you're gonna walk right back out to the bathroom. You're not going back in. You're gonna wish that Tyrone was in there at that moment, because he would have handled that problem. Well, God set that up for us, man. God, the Most High, God of Israel, set up the order for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women. You understand? The man is over. Give me verse, jump to verse 3. Go ahead and read verse 3. Let's read the order that God set up. Read.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know.
The Apostle Paul is saying, I would have you know. In other words, I'm going to let you know what time it is. I'm going to tell you how this goes. I would have you know, read.
That the head of every man.
The what?
The head of every man.
The head of every man. What does that mean? The head of every man means who's in charge. The authority over every man, every Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man, every Israelite man, go ahead.
Is Christ.
Is who?
Is Christ.
No, it's himself.
Is Christ.
Man does what he wants to do.
is
I
Christ.
think you see these black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men right here on this corner in downtown Raleigh in the middle of the day on Saturday. Like the brother said earlier, we got kids and wives and grandkids and families and hobbies and all kinds of things we could be doing. But why are we out here? Why are we out here? Because we love our people and because Christ told us to do it. Christ told us to be here for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Under command of GEN.YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K. That's why we do this. Read that again.
GEN.YAHANNA. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man,
The head of every man, go ahead,
is Christ. And the head of Salaki, and the head of the woman.
So now we know the authority over the man, over the men, right, is Christ. Now he's going to say the head over the woman. Let's see who the authority over the woman is. Let's see, I'm imagining it's going to say the woman herself, right, Mayo? It's going to say the head of every woman is that woman. She's the head of herself. She makes the decisions. Read that. Woman, thou art loosed. That's what it's going to say. I think we're going to read that in a second. Read, brother.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Is what?
The man.
No, the woman.
The man.
The government.
The man.
No, the head of the woman is her grandmother who she loves so much. You understand? Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
And the head of the woman is the man.
The head of the woman is the man. So now you want to know why we're still leading in all new cases of AIDS and HIV, why we're still the last hired and the first fired, why we're still #1 on the unemployment line, why every single horrible statistic that you can think of in America is led by black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. It's always been that way, even though we've been here for over 400 years. How is that the case? How is it the case that after 1865, during Reconstruction, about 98% of black people worked for white people? Can anybody guess what that number is now? Somebody blow my mind. Can somebody guess the percentage of black people who work for white people today and don't own their own businesses? Since right after slavery? Anybody? What was that? Somebody said it.
70.
98. The same. It hasn't changed. You're still a slave in America. You are still under the thumb of the oppressor, the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? We are in a horrible situation, man. And all women have been used as a tool to destroy us, man. They came in the 60s, you understand, and told all women, I'm gonna give you this welfare. I'm gonna give you all of this public assistance. I'm gonna give you all of that. Just make sure that that nigga Tyrone don't ever walk in here again. Make sure that that brother, if I come in here, when I do let's let this noise pass, right? No sweat. When I come to do my what they call it, my inspection of the house, to make sure that everything's on the up and up, I better not see that Negro. And our sisters followed suit. And then 20 years later, now we see what it's caused. Now we see that we haven't grown, we haven't benefited from it at all, man. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian children need their fathers. More importantly, they need real men in their households, man. They need the men that Command and GEN.YAHANNA is raising up in the I.S.U.P.K. Read that again.
GEN.YAHANNA. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
Even Christ has an authority. And what did Christ say about his authority? He said, I come not of my own will, but of he that sent me. In other words, Christ understood what he wanted meant absolutely nothing. He came to do what God said to do. And as black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men in the truth, we come to do what Christ told us to do. And our women, and we got plenty of them, our wives do what we tell them to do. You understand? Drop that. Give you 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. Let's get some more, man. Let's get the truth according to this Bible. I know what they say in the churches, man. I know what they tell you in America. They tell a black woman, you know, you gotta think about yourself. You know, you gotta love yourself enough to, you know what I mean, to go get that job you want. Go get that education you want. Are we saying we're against education? Absolutely not. Go out and get that education, sis. Go get them degrees. Go get that job in the fancy building and all of that. But you know what? What you shouldn't do is kick that black man out the house. What you shouldn't do is down that black man and belittle that black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man. In fact, you should go get that degree and get that job and bring every dime back to that black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man. Why? So he can pay his tithes, so he can raise up brothers and sisters, so we can build up our communities, man, so we can get the royalty back that we once had. We're not going to do it with America's ways. America's ways are going to just cause what? You're going to make more Zaya Wades. You're going to make more Eddie Winslows. You're going to make more effeminate men and masculine women. And what is that going to solve? Nothing. You got that, brother? Read that out.
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 1.
Let's get some more of God's words out this Bible. Read.
Likewise, ye wives.
Ye what?
Ye wives.
Ye wives. You understand? You women that have a husband. Read on.
Be in subjection.
Be in what?
Subjection.
No, be equal.
Subjection.
No, do what you want to do.
Subjection.
Be open-minded and have your own thoughts.
Subjection.
The Bible says, ye wives, be in subjection. You understand? You ever watch one of those old movies? Right, one of those old movies that take place during, you know, the European royalty and all of that, and they say, my royal subjects. My royal subjects, what does that mean? That's where the word subjection comes from. It simply means to be under the authority of something, to have given your autonomy to something else to rule over you. So it says, wives, do what?
Be in subjection.
Be in subjection, be under the authority, go ahead.
To your own husband.
To who?
Your own husband.
No, the Christian pastor.
Your own husband.
You gotta be in subjection to your husbands, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women. You gotta listen to your husband and do what your husband says. That's the order that God created, man. That Christian pastor is a lying piece of garbage. He's a lying piece of garbage that wants every dime that you have. Oh, and if you don't, and if it's not about him getting the money, you know what else he's doing, right? He's having sex with every woman in the church. He's having sex with every brother's wife in the church, and after he's done with that, he's preying on your little daughter and your little sons. And he's molesting every child in the goddamn church, and everyone knows it, and no one is saying anything about it. You understand? Who told, anybody see that story that just came out recently? It was all over social media. About a brother, an older brother in his 50s, maybe even early 60s, who was with this little girl and raised her. She was his goddaughter. Now, of course, we don't, deal with that. But nonetheless, he called her his goddaughter. He raised the girl, knew the girl since she was a baby. Well, she just turned 18, what, a month ago? And what did he do? He turned around and married that little girl.
That's right.
And everybody's up in arms about it. And everyone's so angry and so upset, and they should be. Because that's absolutely disgusting what that brother did. It's disgusting. Because the Bible tells you it's a sin to have sex with a woman and then have sex with her daughter. That's a goddamn sin, man.
That's right.
It's filthy. But why do you think things like that happen? Remember, this is his goddaughter. This is not his actual daughter, obviously. But why do you think things like that happen? Because the fathers are not in the household. If a black man, especially a black man in his truth, had been in that household, he would have, brother, I hate to say what he probably would have done to that cat if he even attempted to touch his daughter. You understand? But unfortunately, it's happening in households all across America. Little girls getting molested all over the place. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian girls and boys getting molested at a higher rate than everybody else. Why? Why? Because America taught the black woman to kick that man out the house.